Namo Arihantanam, Namo Siddhanam, Namo Ayariyanam, Namo Uvajjayanam, Namo Loe Savva Sahunam, Eso Pancha Namukaro, Savva Pava Panasano, Mangalanam Cha Savesim, Padamam Havai Mangalam, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Jai Satchidanand. Welcome, dear friends. I cordially welcome Yashoda Kar Madam, Dr. Nimesh and Vinal Ma'am, today's speaker Neha Gandhi Ma'am, Mrs. Prajakta Barar, Gati Krishna Panigrahi ji, and on YouTube, our Honorable Register also has joined, Mr. Yogesh Bhai Shukla. Cordial welcome to all of you. Dear friends, our today's topic is 17 levels of consciousness. My God, very profound, deep, and too complex. That is why today's speaker is Miss Nehaben Gandhi. Let me introduce once again. Nehaben is a very trained yoga guru, life skill trainer, and she worked on national and international level. She also owns her school where she uses all her out of box thinking and new ideas. Welcome, Nehaben. Let me introduce today's topic too. We know that all are gifted by nature with consciousness, all living beings. In human beings, there are certain levels of consciousness, from shame to enlightenment. And this journey is of so many ages. Well, there might not be a single level, energy level. There might be many energy level in this one life, but one particular level is predominant. So let us have the study in detail. Let me invite today's speaker, Neha ma'am. Neha ma'am, please join.
Jai Sachidanand, everyone. Good evening. So today it's really, as Sir said, it's very profound subject because we have to understand different levels of human being, of human nature, human mentality. And it's not so easy to understand this because every time when the situation changes, our mood, like we say, the mood swings, our mood changes, our behavior changes, our mentality changes, our thought process also changes according to the situation. So it is very difficult, and it's really very important also to understand at which level we are, so that we can make our self-development and we can work for the self-enlightenment. So here what Charles Darwin has to say about this human levels: keep steadily in mind that each organic being is striving to increase. Right? Darwin has already shown different levels of humans, that each at some period of its life has to struggle for life. Definitely, we see that we all are running on the high speed of a tiger. We are running, right? But every morning, the tiger has to run to get the food. And every morning, the deer has to run to protect its life. So all are running, and everyone has to struggle for their life and suffer great destruction. The war of nature is not insane. The vigorous, the healthy, and the happy survive and multiply. So we have to work very hard for our own survival. If we do not work hard, if we do not fight for our own self, we may destroy. So what is next? Darwin has shown that there are a few levels of humans, but the enlightened person said that there are 14 lakhs layers of human development. Charles Darwin has shown only some of the layers because he was not enlightened. In his studies, it was a great study. And in his great studies, he has shown only the few levels. He was unaware about the rebirth. He was unaware about what happens after the death. So, what the enlightened person has to say that how many different layers are there of the human development, and that's what Dada Bhagwan said. There are 14 layers. Now, different human consciousness is there, and there are certain levels. So, in the book, it is a very famous book. The name of the book is Power versus Force, which was written by David R. Hawkins. And in that, many different levels of human consciousness is shown, right? So, we can pop out and we can find out the different level at various time. It's not compulsory that we are stuck or we are at certain level forever. Every time as the situation changes, as the circumstance changes, as the environment changes, we also keep on changing our level. It's not compulsory we are always on the higher level or at the lower level. Even though we are at higher levels, sometimes we feel low. And sometimes even if we are at the lower level, we feel very high. So different levels are there, and there are mainly 17 layers of the human consciousness. So these, which are the 17 layers? So let us see step by step. We will start from lower to higher. The lower, the 17th one that is shown, that is the shame. Now, few consciousness are there, which are, some are by force and some are by power. Force that we have to apply, and power, that is the our inbuilt strength. Is power is our inbuilt strength that gives us lots of positivity, courage. It lead us to the enlightenment, while force is a negative energy, we can say, and one has to apply for the negative thing or for the wrong thing. So what are the forces? That is shame, guilty, apathy, grief, fear, desire, anger, pride. These are the negative energies, we can say, or these are the force which we have to apply. And which are the enlightened thing, which are the inbuilt thing, or which help us for our self-development. That is courage, neutrality, willingness, acceptance, reason, love, joy, peace, and the most important one, that is the enlightenment. If we get the enlightenment, that means we are very near the moksha. The enlightened people like Dada Bhagwan, they can lead the world to the better place. So now let us see power versus force. Force can be comprehended by senses, but power cannot, because it is inbuilt. Here, what we are having the 5 different senses, our sense organs, and the force can be comprehended by those 5 different sense organs. Force is visible, while power is invisible, but it has a lot of strength. Force is limited and it is physical. Power is infinite energy. Force compels movement to get something, while power attracts it, which we call as manifestation. Force creates hindrances in the way, while power removes the obstacles and lead us to live a better, peaceful, and a happy life. One is responsible for his own upliftment or downfall, because always it is said that when you are taught something new, or when you are doing something new, or whatever you practices, the ball is always in your court. Now you have to decide where to go. So upliftment or the downfall, that is the human nature. The human nature decides whether the person is going to uplift or is going to down. Now there are different levels. The highest and the topmost level is enlightenment, and it has almost 700 to 1000 energies. And now you just Chandrakant sir will share this slide with you. You can just read this, which kind of emotions we are passing through and which kind of life values it is giving us, right? So now let us go for the next slide and we will start learning the levels. At the time only we will see that which kind of energy level is there and what happens and which kind of feeling we are facing. So the last number here we are learning first shame, but shame is at the last level. Actually, it is the lowest energy level of the consciousness. It has only 20 marks, we can say. The energy level is very, very, very low. Here the person feels very humiliated. I'm of no use. He feels that I cannot show my face to the world because I have done something wrong. Life is miserable. It means he has all the hatred for the world, cannot live a happy life, can attempt suicide attempts many times, or can have a thought of suicide, weak mind, violent and attacking, like serial killer. It means these are the people who feel happy when they are giving pain to the others. So that is the first and the lowest energy level, that is shame. The next one is guilt. It is above shame. The energy level is 30. Here, when we are doing something wrong, so we are always in guilt that, oh, I have done this wrong, I have done this sins, now what will happen to me? And they keep on repenting on their guilt. They keep on feeling that now nothing will happen to me. Okay, they feel that I am the sinner one. Now I cannot be happy. I don't have any right to live. These kind of thoughts are coming in the mind. And such people, they never come out of their past incidences and they cannot forgive their own self. So this is the guilt level, better than shame. Now, the next level is apathy. It is the opposite of sympathy. Apathy, right now, we can find this is going on around us. The most one people feel like opposite of sympathy. That means when we are having pity for the people, when we are having empathy for the people, here we find that everything is the feeling of hopelessness and feeling of like I am a victim. Here people blame others for their own suffering, and because of that there is no sympathy for the other. Here it is said that poor and greedy people are there, or the state of helplessness can be there. Many homeless people are stuck here. But here in apathy, you know what happens, that if someone is having fracture and I am just having a burst on my hand, I feel my burst is more painful, it is more dangerous than the fracture. So here only one person is there, that is me, myself. Nobody else is there. I have no feeling, I have no concerns, I have no sympathy for the others, but only the thing is me, myself. Oh my God, I'm so unhappy, so miserable. My life is like yuck. That kind of feeling is there, and we keep on, the person keep on blaming the others for one's suffering, and because of that he has no feeling for the others, and the world is suffering right now from this apathy, which we need to convert them. When they will go higher in their consciousness, they may achieve the part of sympathy, the part of love. So apathy is one kind of danger zone, we can say. Now the grief. Here the energy level is 75, and the state here is feeling like very sad, loneliness. They have lost everything, and like one after the another, I'm just facing the failures, the state of depression, tension, hypertension. These are the different parts they are facing, and still it is higher than the apathy, as this is the beginning to escape the numbness. And so when we are feeling such thing, one can take the help of the friend or the relatives or the doctor to overcome this grief and move ahead towards the next level. The next level after the grief is fear. See, we are having so many different fears, like the fear of death, fear of snake bite, fear of like loss in the business, fear of losing our own people, and mostly which is found, that is the fear of public speaking. So different fear are there in the back of our mind. So seeing the world as dangerous and unsafe, we are always like we are very unsafe and we feel very dangerous when our kids are going out. When they are at the younger age, when they go out, we always feel fear that how they will take care of themselves, what will happen to them if they are alone, will they be able to handle themselves or not. Fear of enemy, old age and death, that is a very natural one. If my any enemy in my business or career, whatever, will harm me, or the old age, what will happen in my old age, whether I will be able to walk, I'll be able to survive, I'll be able to do my work on my own, or I will catch the bed. So these are the other different fears, right? Then some mental conditions are there, where right now we see that means exaggerated self-importance. Then the person loses touch with reality. It means many this kind of diseases may take place. The disease, fear of diseases are there here. This is like, one needs help to rise above this level, because or one will remain trapped for a long time, such as in an abusive relationship, because of fear, what we call as blackmail. Nowadays it is very common, blackmailing, and because of the fear, the person get blackmailed by the another one, and they are trapped into the abusive relationship, especially the teens. And after the teens, the number of the ladies are there. So always have to be very much careful, need to be little bit stronger, courageous, and fight for other fear. So here, the fear, many different fear are there. A lot of marketing and advertisement companies take benefit of this, creating fear to sell their products. Even I have seen that, nowadays the doctors, I'm not talking about all the doctors, but whenever it is my own experience, my mother was having, means we went for a shopping and all of a sudden she had the chest pain. So nearby that one hospital was there. I took her to the hospital. I was in a college at the time. So I took her to the hospital and doctor took ECG because it was a chest pain. So, and he told me that you need to admit your mother immediately to the hospital. It is the heart attack and we need to go for the surgery immediately. She has to be taken a great care. Now, at the time, mobiles were not available and my father was not at home so that I could phone him and inform that this thing had happened. Now, what to do? I was really very much afraid that what had happened to my mom. So after that, she was given the medicine of sorbitrate at the time, which is to be kept under the tongue. Generally, at the time of heart attack or some like symptoms are there, this sorbitrate is given. I still remember it is the like heart-shaped medicine was there. Right now it is there or not, I don't know. But at the time it was given. And because of this sorbitrate, the heaviness of the your head become heaviness, you are having the giddiness or something, that kind of feeling was coming, and I was really afraid. But my mom was very strong, and when I told her that you have to be admitted, means I'm going to admit you because you are having heart attack, she told me, Neha, take me back home. I said, Mama, she said, just hold my hand, help me getting up, just take me out, pay the bill, and we are going home. She was so strong. I paid the bill. The doctor denied, but still I just said I don't have anything and I want to go home. I took her at the time I was having two-wheeler, that was Luna. And I took her home. On the way, she said, just get me two chum chum. That was the Bengali sweets. So after reaching home, she just had two chum chum. And after half an hour, she was perfectly all right. It was the pain of acidity and the gas, but it was the fear, the doctors sometimes make you feel like if you will not do this, then you are going to lose your dear ones. So sometimes that fear actually, so it is very much necessary to take very strong decision. And such many cases are there in my life, and I am sure you all have experienced such fear that when you have taken a strong decision, a practical decision, and we have overcome this fear. So this, and some fear is good also. If someone has not the fear of falling down from the aeroplane, the parachute might not be invented. So some fear is for the good also, but some fear we have to overcome. So the next energy level, that is on number 6, that is, it is desire. The human body is full of desire. Different desires are there. Right now, this luxurious life is in great demand, and our youngsters are running so fast behind this. They always find the shortcuts to get the luxuries and to get their desired fulfilled. So if this is not fulfilled, one can be frustrated, irritated, got angry very easily, and not to be, they are not focused with the setting and achieving the goals. And this level of addiction, craving, and lust, many different things are there: desire for money, approval, power, fame, etc. So the materialistic world, this desire is always for the, when there is a desire for the materialistic world, it leads to the negative energy that we can say as the force. But if we have the desire for the enlightenment, then it leads us for our betterment, for our development. So here in this level, smoking, drinking, taking the drugs, these are the different stages one can lead into. And depression, if the desire is not over, fulfillment is not done, then one can be the victim of depression also. So need to understand it very clearly what actually we desire. Actually, see, our desires, human wish is never going to be fulfilled, or it's never going to be the end. So we need to find out whether we are happy or not. And in this, it is very much important to find out who we are, who am I, and then we can stop or we can control our desires. But still, it is at a good level. It is on 125 energy level is there. The most important one, and which is everybody knows about: anger, frustration, irritation, low mental balance. So here we feel that many different levels of anger is there. Sometimes it is at a normal level, sometimes it is at a higher level. And when it is at higher level, it leads us to many chronic diseases also. And one can stuck in hatred. When the person is having a good nature, but sometimes it is said that the short-tempered human, do you know any short-tempered human? In your family, in your friend circles, have you seen any short-tempered human? Have you faced any such person?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, can you please tell me what is the experience? How do you feel about that person? Is it possible to share your experience with the short-tempered person? Okay, even the person is our near one or our dear ones, but because of that anger, because in anger, one loses the temper and they don't realize what they are speaking, whom they are speaking, and why they are speaking. So because of that, many such words comes out of their mouth that really hurts others. And because of that, many relationships are on stake. So here, abusive relationship, one will often see an angry person coupled with a fearful person. Because of if the husband is really very angry or the short tempered, the wife is always in fear that now what next? At the next moment, anything can happen, right? And if the wife is such, then husband is always fearful that how she is going to behave in public. So that is always the fear in our mind, that he or she should not burst out of anger. So if one gets rid of anger, can reach the next energy level, and that is pride. Pride is also very important. It is, it is the, we can say that it is like a something that supports one person to live a life. It is the first level where one starts feeling good, but it is a false feeling. It is not it is not a correct feeling. It is a false feeling that my great grandfather was a freedom fighter. So this is a pride for me. It is a pride moment for us, right? Then one says that my great great grandfather was in the army of Maharana Pratap. Now whoever I am doesn't make any difference, right? But this is the false feeling of pride that my grandfather, my ancestors were those. And this gives the support to a person to live a life. It gives them the happiness. Right now, whatever the situation is, no matter. But my ancestors were this, my forefathers were this, and this is giving pride, and this pride is giving happiness to the human, and it is the support system for the human to live. It can lead to nationalism, racism, and religious wars. And nationalism is created by a thing which is a very positive energy. A state of irritational denial and defensiveness. Lala sir once said the incidents that he was having a Brahmin friend who used to tell them that whatever we do, whoever we are, but until and unless we put Gangajal into your mouth, you will not achieve the heaven, or you will not get the moksha. Because we are the Brahmins, so it is our right to do so. And because you are Patel, you are not supposed, you will not get without our support. So it is their pride of the religion. This is a religion pride. So let the person be happy with this pride. It's okay. We are not at fault. We are not in a loss. So let the person feel pride about their religion, about their nationality, and nothing wrong in that. So religious fundamentalism is also stuck at this level. One becomes so closely immersed in one's beliefs that one see an attack on one's belief as an attack on oneself. If something happens, they are feeling it is an attack on me. And so immediately the defensive mode, the person goes into the defensive mode, right? Something had happened to me, like we are telling now, why you are wearing the cap all the time? It is a general talk. It is not on you. But no, you said something wrong like this. So that means you are telling to me. So pride is another energy level which has better energy than rest of what we have learned right now.
Very fine. Ma'am, may I add anything, if you please permit?
Yes, please. Yes, sir.
See, this energy level is 175. So consciousness is worth, for the sake of simplicity, $175 consciousness is here. So I remember in 9 codes of conduct, the first one is, let me not attack the ego of anyone. So Dada Bhagwan was very well aware that if anybody's ego is attacked, so he will fall from pride to anger. So that will be emotion, no? Right?
Yes,
that is why that is he
Yes,
will
sir.
collapse down, because anger is lower level than this pride. And that is why that prayer is there. So we have to be very cautious. If someone is pride, let his ego be pleased with this, because at least he is on a certain level. He should
Right.
not fall. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, that the positivity will be there.
Yeah.
Correct. So the next one is courage. The courage is a positive energy. Now here the energy level is 200. Now
Ma'am,
this is,
one more. Sorry to disturb you.
yes, sir.
Until now, we were, Neha ma'am was talking about course. All these
Yes,
previous eight levels, they are categorized by Dr. Hawkins as a force. Now comes the true strength, that is courage. Ma'am, please continue. Now,
yes.
from here we start power.
Till now, we were talking about the negative energies. And now from here starts the positive energies. So this is the inbuilt energies are there. Now courage is the true strength of a human. Now here we see the life challenging and some changing is there in the life and something exciting instead of overwhelming. Now one begins to think about one personal interest, about the interest of their personal growth, self-development, career advancement, their education, like whatever right now these seminars are there, webinars are there, or we are paying some different fees to get some knowledge. So this here now we start working for our self-development. And when persons start thinking about the self-development, when I am busy with my own stuff, I don't have time to see the negativity around me. So here the real change of the life starts when we are having courage to do something for our own self. So if we are reading this, that means chances are there that at least at this level of courage, we are at this level of courage, because if we were at a lower level, we would likely have no conscious interest in personal growth. But now we are here with Holistic Science Research Center. We are in this webinar. That means that we are at the stage of courage at least, because we are thinking about own development. We are living, we are thinking about the holistic way of living. And so we are at the level of this courage. Now, next one, above this courage level is neutrality. When the person is neutral, neither negative nor positive. Here, the belief of live and let live is there. What Lord Mahavira has said, what Lord Buddha has said, that it is our right to live a peaceful life, but at the same time, it is our duty to see that the people surrounding us are also living a happy and healthy life. And for that, we need to be flexible, we have to be relaxed, and we have to be unattached. And what Dada Bhagwan has said, one very powerful sentence, that is adjust everywhere. This is the most powerful sentence to be in the neutrality. That whatever happens, we have to adapt. We have to adapt in adverse circumstances also. That whatever had happened happens for the good. And we have to get ready to accept it. So instead of blaming others and instead of cursing others, it is very much needed to adapt the situation, to adapt the circumstances, to accept the circumstances and move further. We don't have to prove anything. It was the like the sentence of Dada Bhagwan was there, that was, justification is the big crime in the eyes of Jnani Purush. And it is a very powerful sentence, that if you are justifying yourself, that means you have done something wrong, because when we have done something wrong, then only we need to justify. So this is a very powerful sentence what he has given. We don't have to prove anything. We don't have to show to the people. We don't have to make in the business of this show off. Okay, so here a lot of self-employed people are at this level, neutrality. And it is a very comfortable place where one feels lazy also, because we are at the comfort zone and nobody wishes to come out of the comfort zone. So here one takes care of the other's need. We will definitely make sure that because of me, no person is getting harmed. So this is the neutrality. This is the energy level, which is somewhere it is very high. And when we are started feeling this neutrality, that means we are moving towards the enlightenment. Now, the next level after this neutrality, that is, sir, please change the slide. Willingness. Here the energy level is quite high. That is 310. Now, what is that first one? Here is that one is basically safe. We are at safe mode. We are in our comfort zone. Everything is set. Life is set. Financial condition is set. Children are set. Everything is done. Right? The life is totally set. So we start using the energy more effectively. Now, next what? So now I have to do something for my own self, right? And just here, this is just getting by isn't good enough anymore. One begins caring about doing a good job. Now person is working for the fame. They are not working for the money now. Now the person is working for the fame, because now the person wants to be in the good book of others. We want to say that everybody talk about, oh, Neha is such a good person. She's always so very helpful. She's very caring and she talks to everyone very nicely. So this is the fame. This is the aura what we want to create in front of others. So here we think about time management, we think some creativity, we are thinking more about the productivity. Here we become more organized, and at the level of this neutrality, this is a very important part, that things weren't so, some things, the productivity, creativity, which was not possible at the time of neutrality, now it is possible at the level of this willingness, because now we desire, now we wish to be like that. So here, this is the development of willpower. In this level, we can develop our willpower, self-discipline, and our strong stamina, what we talk about. Here, the people are the troopers. It means they can handle the difficult situation, the critical thinking, problems solving. This kind of skills are developed at this level, and the person becomes helpful to the society. They are doing really well and they do not complain much, because the wise people always discuss the ideas, and when person is busy talking about ideas, the person is busy applying the ideas, working on the ideas, they do not have time to complain for the others. So persons stop becoming the complaint box and they work for the welfare of their own plus welfare of the society. If one is in the school, then one is a really can be a good student, a very good friend, a very good student, and they are really doing a great job, and they are always in the good book of teacher. And here the consciousness becomes more organized and disciplined. It means we start knowing our own self, that whether we can or not. And first it is a willingness, that can we or can we not, and then yes, I can, and then the stage we reach, that is yes, I have done it. So here are the different stages of this willingness, where the self-development starts from this willingness. Courage is the step where we start thinking. Neutrality is the step, it is the one step ahead of this courage. And then the willingness, in willingness, the real power develops for the self-development, because here problem solving, critical thinking, decision making, productivity, creativity, coming out of the comfort zone, all this takes place here at the 11th stage. Now, can you relate yourself that you are at which level? Still other 6 levels are there to see. Many other 6 levels are there where we will see that at which level we are. But here, can you relate yourself that at which level you are? Hello. Can anyone answer, please? At which level we are?
Well, exactly, ma'am, but it will be very personal.
Yes,
Huh?
it is personal. It is personal, obviously. But I
One thing
think
is
one
sure
can.
that because our participants are taking interest in this webinar,
Yes,
surely they are at or they have crossed the level of courage. No?
100%, 100%. Right. And but sometimes, even though we are at the level of 11, we are at the level of this willingness, we are at a very high energy level. But sometimes it so happens that we are at the shame also. Right.
Yes.
I tell you one example that when my mother was on the deathbed, it means she was admitted in the hospital, and we found that she's not treated properly, as there was a pus in her leg. It was already spreaded in the whole body, and the doctor was not giving us the proper report. So we decided to shift her to the other hospital, and uh, the doctor already said that if we find that we are not able to stop this, we need to cut the heel portion also. And we were ready for the same. Uh, it was the high corona time, and it took us a late night to shift her to the another hospital. We were with my, like me, my husband, my sister, and her husband. We four were with her in the hospital till 2 o'clock at night. And it was like I said, wait for one more day, we will shift her in the morning or something. But my sister said, no, we will shift her now. So after at 11 o'clock on 11th May, at 11 o'clock, we had, it was already decided that she will be taken for the surgery. Unfortunately, in the morning, she was shifted to the hospital at 2 at night, and at 3:45, my father gave me a ring that Mama is no more. So my sister, she was in the guilt level, she was in the shame level, at the guilt level, that it was my decision to shift mom to the another hospital, and because of that, we lost her. See, it was death and birth is in the hand of the nature. It is not in our hand. But still, she was for a long period of time. Every now and then she used to cry that because I had taken a wrong decision. I should have listened to you. It would not have happened. It means she was in her guilt level, because even though she's at a very good level of energy, she's at a very good level of consciousness, but still she was at the guilt level because we have lost our mother. And she thought it is my mistake, it was my first decision, and because of that we have lost her. Right. So it took a long time to overcome. So even at whatever level we are, some incidences are there in the life, some circumstances are there which make us feel shame, which make us feel guilty. So this may happen in everybody's life. Right. Good. Now the next level after the willingness, one more higher level is acceptance. Yes. Accept the people as they are is very difficult. It happens in relationships, especially between the husband and a wife, you know, when the couple, when a lady and a man gets married. So after that, it is the nature of a lady that your this dressing style is not good, just change it. Your hairstyle is not good, just change it. Do like this and do like that. She wants to change her as husband the way she wants. And after few years, she complains, you are not like before. Now you are a changed one. But you have only changed. Right. So, see, everyone, every human has a unique nature. It's not compulsory, it's not necessary that everyone has the same nature. The husband and wife, one likes the ocean and one likes the mountains. So, they both are of different thought process, they both may have different likes and dislikes. And that's why they are at the pole apart. It means it is said that the negative and the positive attracts. So generally, the husband and wife, they are having the different mentality, different opinions. Still, they are living together. This is the acceptance. So here, the person becomes competent. And now you want to put your abilities to good use, ready to accept without bias, whatever this is, that how the person is. And so it is said, what is the true love? It means to accept the person with their negativity as the true love. So that is the acceptance. It basically means that you begin accepting responsibility for your role in the world. The main purpose of acceptance is this: whatever my role is, that as a daughter, as a sister, as a wife, as a mother, or as a social human, as a social animal, whatever my duties are there, I have to give my 100% to the work what I am doing. So that what acceptance means. If something is not right about our life, like career, health, or relationship, anything, we need to define our desired outcome and need to change it. Because it is said, when there is a fire, if we put oil or ghee or butter into it, what happen? It will burst out. Instead, if we will put water or sand or that fire extinguisher, what will happen? It will calm down, right? So the same we need to do in a relationship also. When the husband is angry, wife has to be calmed down. And when the wife is angry, the husband has to be calmed down. But what happens is both are shouting on each other, and because of that, it burst out. And at night, the wife is facing towards the north and the husband is facing towards the south. So this happens when the acceptance is not there. Whatever the mistake has done, whatever the problem has done, so now it is already done. So instead of crying over the spilt milk, it is necessary to think now what next? What can be done to improve that bad situation? And then we can overcome the problem, we can overcome the difficulties. So here the level of acceptance drives many people to switch careers, start the new business, or change their diets. So here I had a beautiful picture. If I have it, I will share that with you in the group. That right now there is a queue. There is a big queue in the. There are two different windows. That here in one window, window A was distributing so many medicines. Okay, and window B was there where that was written that life changing skills. It means lifestyle change. That was the window. There was a big queue in the medicine line, but there was no one standing at the window of the lifestyle change. If we change our lifestyle a bit, the acceptance become very easy for us, and it will give us a new path also. So through some physical activities, through some social activities, through some diet change in our life, by changing the mentality, by changing the thought process, by accepting the world as it is, we can reach the next level. And the next level after the acceptance is reason. It has a high energy of 400. So living in the age of reason, how and what we are doing here. So here our emotional aspects are at of the lower level and begins to think clearly and rationally. Here we start thinking logically when the logic is applied here. This is the level of medicine and science. We are at very advanced level, right? We become capable of using our reasoning abilities to their fullest extent. It means person become start giving the reason, and reasoning abilities are developed, logical abilities are developed, and try to find the solution for the problems. So the discipline and the proactivity. One has to be proactive to fulfill the dreams, to be very helpful or needful to the society, and to fully exploit the natural abilities. That means we have to come out of our comfort zone. One has to be proactive. And at this stage, it cannot be said that I actually need the sleep of 8 hours. You see India's Prime Minister, Mr. Modi, how nicely and how energetically he is working. And he has all these reasoning abilities in him. Right? It is said that he's a yogi, he's doing yoga, and because of that, he could do this. The many good people, if we remember, if we are talking about the scientist, if you are talking about the this Isaac Newton, or we talk about any good scientist, Thomas Alva Edison, or anyone, they were out of their box. It means they had actually worked proactively to give something better to the society, and we could see that how our life has changed. Because of that, now we are getting comfort. So here it is said, wow, I can do all this stuff, and I know I must put it to good use. So, what's the best use of my talents? Here is the question we need to ask, why we are here in this world. And if when we will get the answer, we will start working on that. And after that, we will start working for the betterment of the society, for the betterment of the world. Need to look around the world and start making meaningful contributions. We generally, I have seen the people, they are always talking about the problems, that nowadays, in the world, this problem is going on, this problem is going on. Apathy is increasing in the world, but no one is really thinking that what should be done. While HSRC has taken this initiative, now these are the problems. Yes, we have accepted the problems. Now, what next? So the next is such webinars, seminars are going on so that we can bring some positive change into the human life. We can bring some changes in the thought process, and we can spread the happiness through this holistic way of life and living. So this kind of initiative we start taking when we are at this level. So at the very high end, this is the level of Einstein. It's probably obvious that most people never reach this level in their entire lives. So many great people are there who have done their, who had given their contribution for the welfare of the society, were at this level where the energy level was very high. Now, the next one is love, the true and unconditional love. It is a beautiful emotion. It is the permanent understanding of your. It means it is this is the feeling that automatically, naturally comes out of the heart. Here we don't have to apply any force. We cannot teach anybody to love something. This is a natural feeling that comes from the heart, and it is a very good. It is a very powerful emotion. It is the compassion, it is the feeling that we have to give something to the others. Love, that means we are talking about the unconditional love, not in that if I am loving you, if I am caring for you, if I have something, I have given something to you, then I want something in the return. No. Here we can define the mother's love as in unconditional love, because she bears so many pain while giving the birth to the child, but in return, she accepts nothing. A very beautiful sentence I have read somewhere when I was reading this Gita. I was I read these sentences that parents were asked, there was some quarrel between, and I don't remember exactly what was that. I just remember the few sentences, and this was very touchy. The parents were telling that I have done this for you, I have sacrificed many of our comfort zones, we have sacrificed many things, we could live a better life, and but we didn't, because we wanted to give a better life to our child. We have done this for you, we have done that for you, and in return, what are you giving us? So the person asked, so have you loved your child or have you done business with him? Business, that means what you are giving, you are expecting something in return. And love, it means when you are giving unconditionally with the expectations of no return, that is known as true love. And when we are having the when we started giving this true love, I'm sure I have not experienced it. I don't have any idea about, but the way I understood the nature, the way I understood the scientific circumstantial evidences, I'm sure when we start giving love to others unconditionally, then the kudrat, what we say, that means the scientific circumstantial evidences start showering happiness to us. So the same thing is when you love others, when you pray for others, when you have sympathy for others, we need not to take care of our own self, because the nature, the mother nature, who is really very grateful to us, takes care of ourselves. Here we need a bigger context than just thinking for our own sake. No, on me, myself is not here. Here we ourselves are there. We are not thinking only about ourselves, but we are also thinking about the other people, how they would be feeling, what would be their condition, what would be their nature. And if we all start giving love, start spreading love, many of the problems would be solved. The warlike situation will not be there anymore. So here at the level of the love, now place one's head and all the other talents and abilities in the service to your heart, not your emotions, but your greater sense of right and wrong, your conscience. That means what is right, what is less, and just start loving others, whether they are animals, whether they are humans, whether they are beggars, whoever they are. I remember one incident of Mother Teresa, that when she started that orphanage, she got few children, this orphan children, and she need money now. She needs fund to take care of those children, to feed them, to nurture them. She needs the fund. So she visited house to house to get the fund from the others. And she demanded, like, I need, she literally begged that I need something to nurture these children, to feed these children. They are orphan, they are the God's kids, and I need some. So one man was really very much annoyed, don't know at which level he was, but he just spit into the hand of this Mother Teresa. So here, if someone would do with us, what would be our stage? We would be angry and frustrated and something. But very nicely, Mother Teresa closed her fist, put it back, and she very nicely said, this was for me. Now please give us something for my children. So this is a stage of love she was, that even though those children were not her own, but she had unconditional love for them. And so she bared all the hatred, anger from the other people and given the true love to the children. And so she is now, like, at a very high stage, Mother Teresa. Right. So our motives at this level are very pure. Intentions are very pure, and it is uncorrupted. It is not mixed with the desires. It is not mixed with the ego. When we are doing something good, when Dada Bhagwan was giving love to the others in expectations, he didn't demand any time. He was just giving, giving, and giving. So that was the thing. I just have to give. I don't have to take anything. That kind of feeling was there. Here, it is the level of lifetime service to the humanity. And I'm right now, I don't know what my stage is, or I could find it out. But really, I am feeling very proud to say that I'm connected with HSRC, the institution that is really working for the humanity, the institution which is really working for the welfare of the humans and bringing changes in the life of others. So at this level, one begins to guide by force greater than yourself. It means at this level, here, like enlightened person, they start guiding the others and they start bringing happiness in the life of others. It is feeling of letting go. It's okay. Let it be. He has done wrong to me. He has cheated me. It's okay. Let it be. So the feeling of let go is there. The the intuition becomes very strong. Like we talk about the sixth sense, that sometimes we come to know that what is going to be wrong with us or what is there. So that intuition, we come to know from the early stage only that something is going to be fishy or something very good is going to happen. So intuition becomes very strong. And one in 250 people during the entire lifetime, only one out of 250 people reaches this level. Because loving unconditionally to those who are not connected with us, to those who are not our dear and near ones, is really very difficult. I remember one incident of Dada Bhagwan, that Kanu Dadaji was there and one couple was there who were not having the babies. They were not having the children, and they said that we are we were being taunt by the society and family members and the relatives, and you are not having the children, and that so we are not happy. He said very beautiful sentence. He said those who are having children, they become selfish. They think only about their babies. Sometimes their world is surrounded by their own children, and sometimes they are doing wrong also for their children. But you are very lucky because you can give unconditional love to everyone. Your files are less because you don't have to do anything wrong for your children or something, but you can give unconditional love to those who do not have parents. So your love is at a higher level than of a mother of one or two kids, because you don't have any condition, while we have a condition that I want to love only my son. So I'm become selfish at the time. If I come to know that my son has done anything wrong, but I will try to protect. But the one for whom all the children are her children will never be selfish, and she can give the unconditional love. The next level is joy. That means the unshakable happiness, whatever happens. And that happiness comes from the inner soul. It cannot be achieved from the outside. It cannot be forced, or it is the most important is it is not the materialistic love. Whether the person is going in the hi-fi luxurious car, they are going in bus, getting the seat or not, they are standing, then also they got very happy. So it is the very good stage of life. Whatever the situation is, the person always become very happy. They remain at a happiness level. Here, the awakening of compassion, the level of saints and the advanced spiritual teachers, they are at the level of this joy. Just being around people at this level makes you feel incredible. Here it is said that even though you are in the crowd, you can feel the loneliness. You can remain, you can be with your own self. This is that level. So here it is, life is fully guided by synchronicity and intuitions. We come to know what is going to happen and we can synchronize the thing very easily. No more need to set the goals or make detailed plans. The expansion of your consciousness allow you to operate at a much higher level. It means we reach at certain level, so everything happens on it. It means automatically the things happens. It is, we need not to plan, we need not to think deeply. It automatically happens. If we just have a thought in our mind, let us do this, and all of a sudden the things happens. And this is a very advanced level of consciousness, because it is not achieved so easily. The joy, that means the unselfishness and doing nothing but doing many things. So that is the energy level of joy. The 16th one, that is the peace. One is running behind all the things just to get the peace. One is thinking, let me earn 1 crore rupees and then I will lead a peaceful life. After earning 1 crore, another desire rising up, that now in according to this, whatever the situation is going on, 1 crore is not enough for me. I need to earn 1.5. And then we are telling, I have everything, but still I am in search of peace. And for that, the person is ready to go to a religious institution or doing what the saints are telling just to get the peace. So here it is, the peace is at this level, it is unshakable. It is the stage of self-realization. Who am I? And I am a pure soul. That is the self-realization. So even at the stage of chronic pain, even at the stage of some painful situation, even at the stage of some adverse situations, the peace, the inside, the inner peace is never shaped. And that is the level which is at very high, and it is almost, like we can say that, next to impossible. It is not impossible, but it is next to impossible in this era to achieve this. So here there is no place of negativity. It is not there that no one can attain the peace. You know, when we are sitting in such a beautiful places, like temple is there, or some places, the meditative places are there, for some moment we feel really peace, we feel inner peace. When we are doing this meditation, we feel peace. But here what peace we are talking about, that is the unshakable. That means each and 24 into 7, what we can say, we are at this level. But it's not there, we cannot achieve it. Yes, we need to work very, very hard to achieve this level. Here Hawkins claims this level is reached only by one person in 10 million. It is his research, right? So we have to keep on working. It is not so that we can be one out of this 10 million. Of course we can be, if we understand the holistic way of life and living. If we start passing through different stages, definitely we can achieve this. So here, peace is the nature of mind, bliss is the nature of self. So it is our nature, and one has to achieve. Our nature is not a fight. Our nature is not to grieve for something, but our nature is peace. But somewhere in this materialistic world, we have lost it, because it is a thought process. It is our belief that only the luxury, only the materials, only the things can give us the happiness.
Ma'am, please unmute yourself.
Veds, our Shastra has told us that from the outer layer, we have to be we have to get into the inner level. So instead of seeing outside, we have to see inside, that what is happening. And when we will start leaving this, we will start experiencing this, we will be in the stage of pure soul, at least for 1 minute in a day. Then we will increase the level, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Here the 9 gems, which I think Chandrakant sir, we have done the Nav Kalam session here.
Yes, ma'am.
That now session is completed. Here the 9 gems by Dada Bhagwan, 9 diamonds by Dada Bhagwan.
I remember
Hello.
you had taken that session.
Okay, I had
Principles
already
of conduct.
taken.
Yeah.
Right. So that 9 diamonds will be very much helpful in attaining this peaceful session, this to achieving this peace energy. So every day in the morning, at least once, it is taking only 3 to 5 minutes, and while sleeping, only this 9 diamonds to be practiced to reach as this level. And the 17th one and the last one, which we call as the topmost one, that is the enlightenment. It has the highest energy of 700 to 1000. Now, this is the highest level of human consciousness where humanity blends with divinity. It means it is the stage of yoga, we can say, that it is simply the meeting of our soul with the divine powers. It guides the world, influence the age. Like in one era, one Gnani Purush is there, and they can guide the people, they can show the real path to the people. People call him divine incarnation. They are like the avatar of God or something. And they are extremely rare, rarest of rare, we can say. And it is very, in this era, it is very difficult to find out also. So they themselves have to say that I am at this level and you come to me and I will give you the liberty, I will give you the liberation. Even just thinking about this level can raise your consciousness. Just by thinking such people, such enlightened person, we feel peace. And whenever we are in trouble, whenever we are in some problem, so we always start thinking about this enlightened soul, this divine soul, and we start relaxing peace. So this is the last stage. Now, self-enlightening dictums of Dada Bhagwan, what he said about this enlightenment. An enlightened being is pure, hence one becomes pure immediately after seeing him.
My God.
It is said when it is like said that when he sees you, when your eyes matches with his eyes and something start happening in the body, automatic that his aura works for you. He's having such a strong and such a powerful aura that it works for the peace for the others. And just by seeing him or her, whoever, like we feel relaxed, we feel calm. One who removes our egoism makes us great. It's indeed true one, because the egoistic persons live only and only with the ego. If the ego is removed, the person will be a dead one. But enlightened person has some beautiful tricks to remove the egoism without hurting our ego. Such a great thing is that they remove our ego without hurting our ego, and we become pure. Man cannot find his fault without the guidance of enlightened one. So if we want to achieve the moksha, if we want to enlighten, we have to take the support of this Jnani Purush. Because there is not only one fault, but the knowledge is covered by infinite mistakes. Here, like Dada Bhagwan said, that whatever we have learned, whatever we have achieved, it is not by reading. It is not by studying of any Vedas or something. For so many births, we were doing mistakes and mistakes and mistakes. And from all those mistakes, we have learned something and something and something. So this is the self-enlightenment. It hasn't come by reading. It hasn't come by learning or studying. It has come after experience of so many births. So this is the result of infinite mistake, that he has achieved this enlightened power. When great enlightened, dispassionate ones have looked at the world as innocent, then who are we to find faults with it? Are we wiser than God? The one thing is that what Dada Bhagwan has given the sentence after so many experiences, that is Bhogve Teni Bhul. It means if we are suffering something, then we are at fault. So this is the only, but this is to be kept with our own selves, right? Because we cannot think that he is suffering, so that is his mistake, and because of that he is suffering. Then we will be at the stage of apathy. So it is to be kept for our own self, that if I am suffering, that means somewhere and somewhere it is my fault. Then why should I blame the others? God has also found out this: the whole world is innocent. No one is responsible for your sadness or for your problems. You yourself are responsible for whatever your sufferings are. So we cannot blame others. So we are not wiser than the God, and so we are not supposed to blame the others, right? So here, that is the power versus force. As we have studied in our first slide, the same thing is that force is to fall someone, while power is to protect or for the upliftment of someone. Force requires to increase, power increases naturally. Force is for the negative things, for the downwards, and power is for the upwards, upliftment. Force takes life, power gives life. Force expresses ego, power expresses compassion, love, sympathy. Force separates, while power connects. Negativity, evil actions requires force, welfare and development or human services is done by the power. If the force is being used, then we need to check our intention, where we are. And these are the different stages of human consciousness. And I request everyone today, while sleeping, be in the meditative mode for 10 minutes, sit in the meditation, check your intentions, check at which level you are. No need to tell is to others, no need to tell us, no need to tell to your partner even, but just find out at which level you are. And after that, to overcome that level, whether it is 1 to 8, it is above 9, 9 or above 9, just find out and try to reach the next level. And this is done by oneself only, no one else can help. Yes, one can help you if there is a problem. One can help you just by giving the examples. One can help you if the intention of that person is good and they are also working for the welfare of the people. So, to some person, it is very much necessary that you talk to the right person. If I have a problem in English and if I go to my mathematics sir, what will happen? Give me the wrong sum, and because of that, my English will be in very pathetic way, right? If I have the problem of math sum, and if I go to English teacher, what will happen? My question is wrong, my answer is wrong, and so I am wrong. So it is very much necessary to consult a right person for any such problem. Just ponder about this, whatever this ideals are there, what we have, these models we have discussed about. So just see, this model is worthy of reflection, not only people, but also to the objects, events, and the whole scientist. Means everyone can be at this level, at the different level. It's not necessary that he is a scientist, he is the learned man, so he must be at the 11th level or the 10th level. No, one can be at different level. Within your own life, you will see that some parts of life are at different levels than others. But you should be able to identify your current overall level, and we can work out on that. You might be at the level of neutrality overall, but still be addicted to smoking. So that is the level of desire, right? As we have just discussed that my sister, she was at the guilt level because of that immediate situation, what had happened. So she was at the guilt level. So it happens. It's not necessary that we are at certain level, so we cannot have our another level. We can be at two different levels also. Sometimes it so happened that we are at very good level of consciousness, but something happened that makes us angry. And so at the time but it is not the permanent one, it is for some moment of time. It is very temporary a thing. So the lower levels, if you find within our own self, will sever at a drag that holds the rest of you back. But you will also find higher levels in your life. If we are at the lower level, so no need to be depressed, no need to be sad. We just have to work out and move ahead. From first standard to 10th standard, as we moved ahead, the same way here we have to work on our inner self and we have to work out. Think about the strongest influence in the life and which one raise your consciousness, which one lower it. So as right now only we discussed that need to find a right person for the right solution is very much needed. Whom you are talking, what you are talking is very important. So just find out who increases your energy and who lowers your energy. Just cut off with them those who are lowering you down. Those who are, very simply, I tell you, my husband, he was in Indian Air Force. He had many friends, but at this level, many friends are not with him just because he is not taking drinks. So people have that mentality, yeah, you were in Air Force, in that it is allowed, so you must be taking. He said, I don't have any good habits. And because of that, many friends are not sitting with him. That is okay. He found that they are lowering down the consciousness level, and so he left the friendship. So we need to find it out that who is boosting our energy and who is lowering it down. Look at this hierarchy with an open mind and see if it leads you to new insight that may help you take the next leap in your own life. So work out on the consciousness level, and meditation will definitely help you out. Here, we need to be very careful. One has to be very careful about the thoughts, about the intentions, and about the levels. Because if you will be conscious, then only you will be able to reach at some other level. Introspection will definitely help you out in finding at which level we are and at which level we have to reach. Now, is anyone having any question? Hello. Sir, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, you're audible.
Yeah. So here what we have to say about the different levels of human consciousness. So now here the book is there, Power versus Force. If you wish to read it, you can definitely read it aloud. You need force only when you want to do something harmful. Otherwise, love is enough to get everything done. It is said by the great Charlie Chaplin, who had faced many different problems in his life, right? So these are the different levels of human consciousness, and we consciously need to think about where we are and what next should be done to achieve the next level, right? I hope you all understood it well. And if you have any question, or we can discuss something about if you need to. So please unmute yourself and you can ask your question or you can put up your point. We are open for the discussion now.
Yes, Chidanand, ma'am.
Jai Sachidanand. Chandrakant sir, you please unmute yourself.
It was a very wonderful session, ma'am. Lots of things clear. Ma'am, I have one small means that one sentence was there maybe in 6th or 7th slide. Live or let live.
Right.
Okay. So
Okay.
just I want to ask you now means we are living by our own way. Sometimes it happens we observe to others and because of it we suffer a lot. So what can we do for that? And if suppose I am observing a lot, I am suffering a problem, and if I will decide, okay, now this person or that person, because of him or her, I am getting in trouble, so I will go far from him or her. But it is not good decision, na? So from all I will go far. So what
No,
can we do, ma'am?
it is not like that, Prajakta ji. It is not like that. See, sometime what happens, if those members are of, they are our relatives, they are our family members, we cannot go far, obviously, right? But if it is the friend circle, or if they are the peer people, like our group, our friends, something, and when we find that they are dragging us towards the negative energy, definitely we can make a safe distance. If they are the relatives or the family members or something, definitely we cannot be aparted. But like we say na, that we have 2 years, from here we have to listen, and from here we have to throw it out.
Yes.
Right. So the things we find that it is for our negative energy, it is taking us to our negativity, then definitely need to cut the crop. Okay.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much.
And another thing is, when we are
Once
seeing
again, the question
others
is really
living their
nice.
own life, but it is not necessary that they are at our level and we are at that level. Sometimes it happens that when we see the luxury
Yeah,
of others, we feel jealous, or we feel negative, or we feel that we are so
Yes.
lower than them. So at the
Yes.
time, just try to console your own self that whatever I am happy in my life and I am better than the others. Right? So sometimes it so happens that when we are seeing the bungalow of others and we are living in a flat, we feel that I wish I would have this bungalow. So at the time, just see the lower people than you who are not having a proper house to live. Then we will feel that, yes, we are at a better level, we are at a better stage. Right? So that is the way
Thank
to
you,
live a
ma'am.
contented life.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
Welcome.
yes. And a person will behave as per his level. His response will be as per his level. We have seen 17
Right.
levels of consciousness. So different person will behave as forced, as driven by their level. Okay. Thank you very much. Any other question? Now let me invite Lala Bhai Patel sir for concluding remarks. Lala sir, please unmute yourself and please conclude this session.
Yes, Chandrakantji, I am using Bhavya's computer.
Okay,
Hello.
okay, sir.
I am audible because I have poor network,
Yes.
so I am not
Yes,
starting
Lala
my
sir.
video. So I listened the session. Thank you, Nehaben, for a very good presentation. And I saw this theory only 2-3 years before, and I found that is a very good and scientific way of presentation. And these scientists have spent almost 30 years in researching this great theory. He has also visited India and observed all these things in India also. Right. So this is a very good way of, say, it's a nice way of presenting the journey of spiritual advancement, we can say. Each higher level makes life more and more worthwhile. So feeling with a sense of fulfillment. Here, we have to remember that level 9 and 10, it is not a difference of 1. It is exponential. Right. So from rising from one level to another level may increase your happiness 10 times it may be. So this is one thing we have to remember. It is not an arithmetical progression. right? And it is to be experienced for yourself. Okay, it requires then how to move about. So after listening, we may come to there may be a query that how should we move about? Okay, from one level to another level. So it occurs to me, it requires good teachers, good model. Say when you meet the people who are at higher level than yours, definitely they'll help you uplift yourselves. Oh, so in this our spiritual science, they call it satsang, correct? So good teachers,
Right.
support persons, good friends, okay, they help us. Right? Even a spouse at a higher level, even about the Indian system of marriage, it is also a one way of spiritual advancement for both the parties. Okay, there are many sub-levels. We have to remember that these are not only 70 levels. From 10 to 11, there may be many steps involved, but this has been simplified to present. Okay, so we should not generalize that there are only 17 types of people. It is not so. Between two levels also there may be many steps. Okay, then this is exponential. I told you an improvement. You will feel that our life is worthwhile. It's a very good analysis. Okay, and it helps in self-diagnosis, right? And through for helping our loved one. Again, this should not become a proudiness. Okay, if you feel that some of your members or some of your friends are below one or two levels of yourself, you should not feel proudiness. Instead, you should help them come above. So this way it should help us. Okay, and this is a life journey. So everybody has a scope for rising, right? So that is one thing. As I told you, from one level to another level, it makes a 10 times difference in your life. Maybe. Okay. So this way, everybody should have a target that how should I rise my level from one to wherever I am. Okay. It helps us to find our teachers and mentors also. You will find that this will help us deciding which mentor, which teacher is going to be helpful to you. Because a teacher who is at level 10 is helpful for the students who are at level 8 and 9 or 7. But if you are at level 10, you need a teacher who is at level 11, 12, like that. Okay. So there are different levels of pupils, there are different levels of teachers. So that's all I think, Nehaben. Thank you very much once again. And thank all the listeners and compliments because as the scientist has observed, the one who tries for self-improvement, definitely is at a level of 9 and above. Okay. Thank you very much. Today I read a discussion between Kanu Dadaji and Dr. Nimesh. It was so interesting. Okay. So interesting, Chandrakant and Nehaben. I will send you the copy of that discussion.
Please.
Wonderful.
Yes, please.
Okay. Thank you, Nimesh, for that. I read it only today. I knew that it is there, it is published, but today I read it very carefully from in two installments. It is so delicate discussions and very subtle matters he raised, and Karunadadi explained it so well. Okay, so that he has, you see, what he has done, he has tried to raise his level, okay, by approaching a right person, right? Okay, thank you, Dr. Nimesh. Yeah, I studied it carefully. Okay, for 2 days I was reading. Yes, okay. Thank you very much. You have to say something, Dr. Nimesh?
Jay Satchidanand, thank you. Nothing to say. I mean, I'm just humbled by your comments. And
Correct.
one thing I sort of Nehaji sort of reminded me about is we have one picture from our wedding. Kanadadaji standing like right like this to me, and looking in my eyes, and like the thing that sort of I think about in that point in my life is I was very I don't want to say resistant, but I had a lot of walls up myself in that point in my life, and it took many years for me to kind of even understand or accept or try to, attempt to tread on this path. So all I can say is that we are also blessed and fortunate that we have met Nani Purush in our life, who has taken all of us on. Thank you.
Yeah. Huh? And Nehaben and Haren are also the same band. Okay. Very much benefited. Thank you very much. Thank you.
And for this session, my all gratitude to Lala sir, because he has taken so much pain to teach us all these things. And today I have taken this session just because of his blessings, his hard work. So Lala sir, thank you. Thank you very much for teaching this all to us. We were the first batch of them, and he has taken a lot of pain. I remembered he was not sleeping at night. He was working so hard to get the materials for us, to get the presentation ready for us so that we can be ready